What's gooey, Yap Nation? Welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast. I am your favorite host, Kelbin.
What is that?
An intro, baby girl. You try it. You try doing an intro. Go ahead. Actually, let's rewind. Go ahead, girl.
Let's run it back. What up, Yap Nation?
You're
What's
yelling.
gooey?
You're
What's
yelling.
Gucci? And what is up? You're hating.
Welcome to another episode of Les Yappers. I think we have a little bit of the zoomies right now.
Silly goosery. It's late at night,
Yeah.
and I've been watching the Tony Awards, so I'm feeling a little jazzy.
You're so annoying. So normally when the Tonys come around, I actually don't even give it any time of the day. Well, except last year. Last year, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande opened it up.
Well, Kelvin hates the arts, is what he's trying to say.
I don't hate the arts. I just, once again, I've always said this about musicals. If I don't know what the story's about, if I'm not like experiencing it right then and there, I don't care about a big, loud, jazz hands musical. But I love the theater. I love the theater. Oh my God, when you get enveloped into a story and it connects with you, or it just takes you into another world, the talent, like, it's incredible. But watching it on television, oh my God, overstimulating.
Anything else you want to hate on?
I'm not hating on it. I'm just explaining that we have the zoomies. But before we get into...
Because you could never.
Actually, I've done more musicals than Oscar has, period. Boots.
Mm-hmm. Musicals or circus?
And you were the elephant? So, moving right along, we have to talk about our week. You just came back from New York. How was it?
Well, I was off to the races just horsing around.
So you were hanging out with family?
Oh, you're doing good today. Wow, guys.
I'm awake.
Guys, write that down. Write that down. This might be the episode where Kelvin's getting me. I'm going to tell my sister you called her horse face.
I call her something worse. Jezebel.
Oh, the other one in New York.
Oh.
Anywho, I was in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Yes.
Something random that my job has me do, which is very odd and very silly, but also a lot of fun every summer, is I set up the stores for Saratoga Racecourse.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just at the Belmont Stakes, which for anyone who knows anything about horse racing, that's like one of the big deals. That's part of the Triple Crown circuit, if you will. If you saw Secretariat, that's the final race he won.
You've lost us. I think you lost the crowd.
If you watch Secretariat from Disney, I love that movie.
Can I just say, when people have asked me this last week, like, oh, where's Oscar? People always ask where you are. I just look at the location on the iPhone, and I'm like, he's here, because I can't keep up. But this was the one time where I was like, what is he doing at the races again?
Riding horses. That's what I'm doing. No, I'm setting up the stores because they do retail stores and such. So it's just something random. It's just a contract that our company absorbed when we bought another company, and we just kept it.
Mm-hmm.
And I got invited to do it last year, and I plan on doing it every summer. It's a lot of fun.
I love that for you. My week was gluttonous. I have been breaking out. And I've been eating pretty good, and maybe those two coincide.
I wonder if you carry the one, add the two, plus the grease.
It's pimples. And I don't know. I have not been able to lose weight for over a year at this point.
But you've gained a lot of muscle.
100%. I definitely have. So I'm not really sad about it, but I am getting a little annoyed about it. So I honestly, this week, I've been eating whatever I want. Just had chicken wings.
And Will.
And I had French fries, and I've been eating a
mean,
whole bag. That's not news. Yeah,
French fries
those are my weakness.
It's your vice.
But I realized my favorite snack ever is peanut butter pretzels. Oh
they have
God.
come back into rotation lately.
They're delicious. Cool Ranch Doritos. Take a seat.
Peanut butter pretzels.
It's all about peanut butter pretzels.
Come on, up center stage.
I am obsessed. I do want to recap though some of the things that have happened pop culture wise, and some things that have happened to us. Personal wise, but our favorite show just ended. Hacks.
Womp womp.
Tears.
What it is rare that a show that ran for 6 seasons, right?
6 seasons, and I think we were late the first year. We didn't even pay attention the first year. Yeah,
it's rare that a show that lasts that long has a perfect ending.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally for as long as I can remember, especially HBO, no knock on HBO, but usually the ending of shows, Game of Thrones, is not usually the most popular episode, or it's usually the worst rated episode.
Right.
That happens quite a lot.
Stranger Things. Huh?
Well, yes. But this one was just such a culmination of everything in such a like realistic way of life. And without, spoiling, like it talks about like the idea of when you've hit your peak in life, or what does that look like? Or, do you follow your heart? Do you follow your head? Someone who has, if you've made a decision on a direction your life is going, like the Gene Smart's character did, and then all of a sudden it takes one thing to kind of alternate that final decision, which that's a big plot of it that I don't want to ruin, but it's so it's a good ending. And what a cast. What a grade A cast.
What a great way to describe it, because I can only describe the episode by talking about the plot. But if somebody has not watched it, I can't say anything now that I think about it, so I'm a little stuck. But I agree, ditto to everything you just said.
It started a lot of conversations.
I've related to the show so much in certain aspects. I'm not going to say exactly entirely throughout the whole plot, but I have known what it felt like to be a new person going into working with a veteran in a building, and them absolutely being so politically incorrect, me trying to teach them the things, them being a little outdated in their ways of thinking, and me, introducing new things, and then work and still making it work.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Miguel and Holly. They very much they are older.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Say their names.
No, I didn't want anybody to think that I'm talking about them.
They are older.
They are older.
Miguel still talks about that scene with Rosa Parks to this day. He still be talking about it.
He was the first brick thrown at the Stonewall riots.
Marsha P. Johnson owes Miguel
that was his friend, girl.
$5. Yeah,
that was his friend. Aside from that, it is Pride, though.
Happy Pride! Oh wait, that was the episode we skipped last week. Would have been the first episode of Pride. But Pride is never too late. It's always great. We don't need a month. We need a lifetime of Happy Pride.
Absolutely. Aside from that, not prideful things. Ooh. I got Oscar back into rotation on Love Island.
Yes, I am embarrassed at how invested I am in these heterosexual relationships on this show.
It's like anti-pride at this point.
Yes, it's the opposite of like respecting a relationship, love being beautiful. It's like it's love hell, not a Love Island.
Love hell. It's more like Fame Island, honestly.
Yeah, I think at this point. Well, we were talking about that when we were watching it. So for those who don't know what Love Island is, right? It's a reality television show that really got popular over the last couple of years. And it's where a bunch of basically hot men and women get together, and they have to, they're all supposed to come in single, although in the past some people have been revealed that they were not single when they joined the show, which is no. They're supposed to be single, and they kind of get to know each other, but it happens over a like 24-hour period that they have to couple up, is what it's called. And the goal is that by the end, you're voted the favorite couple and you win $100,000.
Right.
But the couples can change at any moment. It's not like you're stuck with the same couple you started with, because there's drama and games.
And America votes for certain endings or different like couples
changing,
and changes. So we also have the power to be very messy.
Yes, and and there's a new episode every day. That's what people also like. It's like Big Brother, where it's like every day except for Saturdays, because that's the day they have off, essentially, in real life, is an episode. And it's so with these things that normally would be like weeks and months in a relationship, these people are experiencing within 24, 48, 36 hours, which ultimately makes sense, because if you think of like when we first started dating, the first 3 months, if you add up all the hours we're together, it was probably 36 hours, whatever, at this point.
Yeah,
that like they're like that because they sleep together in bed every night. Sometimes there's some naughty business happening.
No, that's right.
And it's just so funny.
It's people watching, but it's also hot people watching. It's tons of makeout, lots of sexual energy.
Yes.
You're kicking your feet when they're flirting and being like very swaggy
Screaming
and cute.
at the TV.
And normally I would never care about a show like this, but I think you put the filter of like really hot people doing stupid or saying stupid things, and I'm hooked. I love straight culture. I love it. I love it. I support.
Something about watching people when they forget the camera's there is the best part. Or when they know, but because what's happened more and more with reality television that people are hyper aware of the camera. So they'll break the fourth wall and like look at the camera when someone else does something stupid. Because you would think by now, we say this all the time with Drag Race, right? You would think by now you know what you need to do or not do by the time you get on the show.
Right.
And so it's funny that this season, there's the people who clearly know that they're on TV and are hyper aware of it. They're trying to, be PC, do everything like they're navigating like they're correctly.
Right.
So they're not get canceled or not be seen as the villain or because, editors be editing. And then there are people who like, you come in and there's this one girl, and I don't want to talk bad about women because I support women's rights and wrongs.
Absolutely.
She's doing a little wrong right now, but she is crashing out after knowing this man for 36 hours.
Are you talking about Melanie?
Yes.
See, here's the thing about Love Island, though, right? Right now, we don't like her, but by the end of it, we might end up voting for her to win the thing because this show will make you change your mind about people. I remember watching Amaya Papaya last season. Spoiler alert, she won last season. We did not like her at first because she was so overly emotional and crazy and like being super extra, like you're talking about. By the end of it, she won us all over. She won America over, and she ended up winning the thing.
But the thing I respected about her is that she was also herself the whole time.
And charming.
Yeah. Because she was that's who she is. Yeah. But this other person, unfortunately, she went in making it seem like she had everything together. She was super cool and calm. And then all of a sudden, this like catty side is coming out where she's turning on the boys and the girls.
Give me 10.
Oh, give me fucking 10. You'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it. But it's crazy. It's fascinating as a viewer. I feel bad sometimes for them because it's like they also don't know how the world's reacting to them.
Their demise
until
their image.
Until they leave. I'm sure there's been so many people that leave that building thinking, damn, everyone's going to love me. I'm going to have so many followers. And you come out to being canceled or being called out, or some video of you saying the N-word from high school comes out. And it's not a pretty look.
That's my biggest fear on getting on Big Brother. Like, I might show my ass for TV.
Oh, I thought you were saying a video of you from high school.
Oh my gosh. No. No. But something I did like that you touched upon, and not just me, you talked about Drag Race. And right now we're going through our little loophole of the things we're watching. I'm so sorry if you don't watch these shows, but like you should.
You should if you're in App Nation. These are on free channel television. You're not even paying for subscription.
I would never recommend. We here would never recommend something horrible, unless it's Oscar's choices. But no, Drag Race All Stars 11. We're here now. Incredible. Bracket 2 at least. Bracket 1 was very boring, but
it was not boring, but it was a lot more predictable.
Okay, yeah.
As a bracket than this one was.
And then for those who don't know, All Stars 11, this new format, it's 6 queens for 3 episodes, and then only 2 go on to the next round.
To the semifinal. So bracket 1 ended 2 to 3 weeks ago. Now we had just finished this bracket number 2, and it was TV gold. We haven't had nasty drag queen drama in years. It's an Emmy-winning episode.
We have one queen named Silky Nutmeg Ganache who betrayed 2 people by not giving her point to 2 people she promised. She did it right then and there in front of RuPaul and the 2 girls. We have Selena S. Titties, this girl who actually, she did very well in the bracket. It's just other people did just a slightly bit better than her.
But the thing about Selena, which I'm going to defend also, is that she had, of all the 6 queens in this bracket, she had the biggest change from her season to now in the sense of how polished she became. Her makeup, that face card this season never declines.
I agree.
And those outfits were amazing. And it was one of those things where it was like, it wasn't like there was a huge gap between the winners of the episodes and her. Like she was scraping right under them
by a hair.
And it could have gone either way. Like if Rue would have said the other way, it would have made sense too if she would have won those episodes. But she did win the last episode. And but it wasn't. It made it all like, to not go super into the numbers of it all. Essentially, what happens is that they get to the point where they finally have to figure out who's moving to the semifinals from this bracket. So everyone has to give out their points. Because Selena won, then there was a 2/3-way tie at one point.
Yes.
And then these points came out, and none of the girls who said the girls they were going to give it to, they gave it to. None of them. All fake ass bitches.
I love it.
Because the two that were leading the charge were not in the top this episode. Mm-hmm. So it fucked with their numbers because even though they thought the whole time, okay, it's us two, we're going to make it. Selena winning threw a wrench in that. So then it became this whole thing. And the fact that she didn't win, spoiler alert, she didn't get through. But, there's a twist, of course, that she could get chosen later.
I think she will.
But it was just, she made such good. It's like she was doing a spoof of herself on TV. Because the one point where she breaks the fourth wall because she's begging for someone's point and she's like tearing up. And then she looks up and goes,
she smiles straight at the camera after beautifully faking, by the way.
I was believing her.
Her tears. My peck.
Yeah, because I was believing her, and we were annoyed that she was doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you're being so dramatic, it's just points. And then she smiles and winks at the camera.
Nasty.
And it didn't even work.
Nasty cross-dressers. I love it. I love it. This feels like Pride Month. You know what I mean?
It is. That was a good happy Pride.
Nasty girls. And we watched it with our 12-year-old niece. And you know how I feel about watching shows with people that don't normally watch.
She's turning 13 in 2 months.
She is. And she is super smart. She's super cool. Sorry, Jessie, her mother, who we had her in our care for the weekend. But it was an age-appropriate episode, and she was living.
It was. It was a makeover episode. Living. There was nothing naughty happening, nothing dirty being talked about. It was a beautiful episode about gay dads being the people they were making over.
Yeah.
So it was a perfect episode for her to watch, and she was living for it.
Absolutely, I love it. Teaching the children.
But you know what you just learned today? Someone taught you the rules of dodgeball.
I did,
and I know Yap Nation wants to know why their ruler and dictator, Kelbin Cordova. Why is he learning the rules of dodgeball?
Well, first of all, I've always been passionate about throwing balls. And so for me...
I think you mean catching them.
Catching them?
But,
And so I signed up for dodgeball because I wanted to expand my horizons. I want to be a sporty girl now that I have this new athletic bodice. That's body and goddess mixed together, bodice.
Write that down.
And I... really just wanted friends, to be honest. That's really why I signed up. I don't want to play dodgeball. It was terrifying. The way that those balls hurl at you, and if they touch my face, I'm going to be pissed.
Usually you love that, though.
Oh. And so I'm going to see how this new little mini season, it's a limited series. It's only for the summer. We'll see where this takes me. I wrote in the group chat with the team that I'm in, guys, I'm so excited to be here. I can't wait to meet you all. Only one person wrote back and said, welcome home, which was sweet. But that's it. Nobody else wrote back. So the team...
they were like, not too much, girl.
Yeah,
not too much.
The team camaraderie is...
people are busy. It's the beginning of the season. You got to get to know each other.
Our first game is next week.
That's what I'm saying. It's the beginning of the season. You got to get to know each other. People don't want to be fake. So they're like, I'll be nice in person. In person.
That's the problem.
That's me. I have to defend the people who don't respond in group chats because I am said people. I am part of at least 3 off the top of my head that are active group chats going, and I have not messaged in them in probably 6 months.
Right. No, that is true, because when our friends text us and they really want to talk to the both of us, you never respond. It's always me.
Yeah.
I'm the PR for the show, for our relationship.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I went to the clinic, is what they called it. We got to, what is it, scrimmage? Is that what it's called? Is that scrimmage?
Usually it's the free clinic, but...
No, you're so stupid. I went to practice today, and I learned, and I had a few lesbians throwing balls at me, because it's Stonewall. For those who don't know, Stonewall Sports is majority LGBTQ players, but you can be straight and join it. And if your city has one, you most likely can join a team. And so,
Yeah, it's
a lot
great.
of lesbians were actually hitting me today. So,
Yeah, we our friend played in it in Stonewall Kickball in Charlotte. Corey, Coriana, everyone knows her.
yes.
She's #1 fan. I get it.
She is a fan.
It was nice seeing how like that really is. We went to a couple games to support her, and it's good. It is nice seeing community amongst the queer community, where it is different people, body types, ethnicities, sexualities, genders, like everyone just kind of getting together. That's what sports is about. It's about unifying for one goal, which is to win. And so it doesn't matter what you look like, where you come from, whatever you're doing. It's just to go. And this is more of a fun league. Obviously, it's not as super competitive.
Not competitive.
But it can get competitive, obviously. Yes. But it's about community. And we all know that right now, with everything going on in the world, in our country specifically, community is super important. Absolutely. Like the Broadway community, go watch the Tonys and support.
Absolutely. Now on Paramount Plus. So for our gay agenda this week, let's bring it back about community. Let's talk about community right now, okay?
Back again.
For my gay agenda, it's not necessarily something I want to shove down people's throats. And I don't want to make this about race, but it's going to have to be about race.
The video accusations are coming back.
So let me explain. My birthday is June 21st. It's on Father's Day. And so I'm already going to be sharing that with my father-in-law, which like I am totally fine with. He deserves to be celebrated too on my day of birth. Sure.
How
gracious.
How gracious. How kind. How wonderful that my father, who emigrated here in the 80s and worked as a factory worker and manual labor all his life. How gracious that you are willing to share this 1 year the same day with him.
And so Oscar is trying to make my birthday very special this year. You know, we just moved here, and he really wants to make it special for me. And so June 19th, right before I head on to work, Oscar was like, well, wait, before you go to work on June 19th, why don't you ask for it off? And I thought to myself, oh, yeah, I could probably do that because it's for my birthday, my birthday weekend. I should have the whole weekend off for my birthday.
Yeah. Normal request.
Except I realized at my part-time job right now, everyone I work with is black.
Now, Yap Nation, I'm going to give you a second to connect June 19th and black people.
So the question is...
Wait, give him a second. Figure it out. Google. June 19th.
Should I ask off Juneteenth for my birthday?
There it is. That's the answer, everybody. You know, I also told you, because I'm not going on the sinking ship, I also told you that, you didn't need to ask it off anymore because I moved the thing that we were going to do that day to Saturday anyways. Right. Should you request it off? Probably not.
Based on race?
No, just don't. I just think I think there's so many other days you can request off. Maybe request off the Monday after you already have Mondays off. So you already have Monday off. Why do you need Friday off? You don't even work Mondays.
Girl, we're doing a show. Just go.
Right.
No, but I do. I mean, it is funny, and I am joking, obviously. But I do think that I always request like my weekend off for my birthday.
Yeah.
You know? So it just happens to land on Juneteenth that I only work with black people, which are wonderful. I absolutely love them. So yeah, Yep Nation, you vote. I'm gonna leave it up to you. I have a few weeks left to request that in or not request it in. What's on your game?
Kelbin's bosses, comment below because I know you're Yap Nation.
They don't listen.
Put in his shift below for that Friday. So my gay agenda is quite a funny story. So we were hanging out with my mom yesterday at the house. She asked us to come to help put up a new light. And we're just sitting there talking as we do. And, me and my mom just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. Kelbin is always impressed that when me and my mom get together, like that is Yap Nation. Like me and my mom are the OG Yap Nation. We can start on a topic, fully take that journey into 12 different stories and somehow come back to the original point that we were speaking of.
Can I give a little side story to this part?
Sure.
Your mom clocked me when we were talking or we were discussing about how both of you talk so much. I was shook as fuck. She was like,
she's not dumb.
I know. She does this thing, like Oscar explained, that they talk so much.
Yes.
She goes to me, she goes, I know I lose you sometimes when I'm talking. And I was like,
yeah, and then I said the word disassociate. And my mom's like, yes. And she looked over to Kelbin and she goes, you disassociate if you need to.
I thought she never noticed because she continues talking.
It
you know,
is
she
so
doesn't.
obvious.
She never pauses to be like, "Well, what do you think?" Which I love because I'm like, "Yeah, talk, girl. Like, go ahead.
Yeah.
I'll be thinking about what I need to get at the grocery store." You know, she clocked me nasty,
Yeah.
but yeah.
I'm the same way. I mean, like, I know there are times where like I just have the talking zoomies and I just have to get out all these thoughts that are in my brain.
Yes.
And I know some of them are just random things or random stories of people. And it's easy to lose, but it's easier to get lost with my mom because then she'll jump from English to Spanish, and then all of a sudden the Spanish is quite fast.
Yes.
And I know it because I think my Spanish is a little bit better than yours.
Yeah,
but
it is.
I also know my mom at this point too, that I know how she speaks in her cadence.
The cadence, yeah.
So we were doing that, and we were talking to my mom about a situation of someone we know who recently came out to their parents, and how like that's really difficult and all these things. And this person also, their sibling revealed something to the parents that has nothing to do with sexuality that also made the parents really upset. They got married essentially without telling the parents. And so it had me thinking to my mom, like, you know, now that all these years have passed, we can laugh and talk about this stuff. That my sister, she got pregnant, not young, but she got pregnant. She wasn't married. She's an amazing mother and single mother. But that happened like a year after I came out or something like that. And it was that. So we were trying to figure out is like, okay, what was worse? Essentially, we were asking my mom, like, what was the worst experience?
I had explained to her the internet conversation or the interview funny topic.
Essentially, we unintentionally asked my mom, gay son or thought daughter. And she, without a doubt,
without 1 second to breathe,
not a second to breathe, she basically said thought daughter. That's what she would have preferred.
Oh, preferred.
Yes.
I was like,
yeah.
No. She immediately said that gay son was far worse than thought daughter.
We lost it. We were laughing so hard. My mom, because she knows that she can be this honest at this point, that doesn't hurt my feelings because we've done all our healing. And everyone has heard by now, like, my mom's amazing journey when it comes to acceptance. And then she married us and she loves Kelbin and she can say the word gay now and all this
and
stuff
husband.
and husband and all these things that her saying that, she's like, no, hands down. Hands down. She's like, you being gay was the hardest thing.
We should get her on the podcast, like low key for like maybe other listeners or other parents. We have a lot of parents that listen, just to get her thoughts on it. You know, since it's Pride Month.
Yeah.
See how supportive she is. But I do want to ask her again, you know, to explain her like
her
gay
side.
son or thought daughter. I specifically in that conversation that we had with her, she said like no, gay son. She specifically said like gay son.
That
one was.
It was. She couldn't get it out fast enough.
Yes.
When we asked her what was harder, because I'm thinking she's gonna be like, you know, marriage pregnant out of wedlock, and this and that.
She didn't even think.
And then she goes back to, you know, like when my other sister and brother-in-law moved in together before they were engaged, and my mom, like, she remembered that being. I remember experiencing that as like I don't know, I was in high school or something. I was visiting my sister when it was happening, and I remember being on the other side that I was like, there's nothing worse than that. And then we all just kept wanting up each other. But ultimately, I won. I was the worst thing to deal with.
You told her that too.
And now I'm the favorite. So,
Damn. I think by default, because you're close.
Well, we're essentially the same person.
Your sister Diana has a doctorate. I mean, if she lived in Georgia, she would probably.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. I'm the favorite purely because I'm like my mom and I'm close.
Right.
I'm physically near them.
Right.
If my eldest sister was here, Me and Jesse would have no.
Right.
There's no.
You can't compete with a
There's
doctor.
no. Yeah, I can't compete with a doctor. 3 grandkids.
3. Yeah, girl.
I couldn't compete, and they're straight. I just. it's rough out here.
Well, aside from that, I was gonna ask you, gay son or thought daughter, but shit, wait, that'll get us canceled.
We'd end up with both.
Yeah, actually, we probably would.
Damn it.
Well, for today's episode, no crazy heavy topic. It's summer. You know what I mean? We're having, as you can tell, this episode is lackadaisical. We're having a good time, but we did get
the season of lackadaisical.
It is, girl. It has been rough. Oscar's been working so much.
Yeah, I wanted to type on that or touch on that for the next 2 months. Yep, Nation.
2 months. God dang.
My job, obviously, we've talked about my job before. I work for a company that runs collegiate retail stores. And normally during the summer is our time of remodels and projects happening. Oh, yes. This summer is the most this company has ever had in the distant past. Or that doesn't make any sense. The distant past. The recent past. So my summer is basically, I'm scheduled out through August. So it is currently now June, and I've been like this for 2 weeks now. So I had a little mentee bee the other day, which is part of the reason we didn't have an episode, and I will take ownership for that, and that's okay because mental health matters, and we had to talk about it and figure things out. Right. Thank you, husband. But
I'm supportive.
But it's a lot. So it does not mean that I don't care about this podcast. It does not mean that we don't care. It just means that these kind of episodes are going to be a little bit more common for the next couple weeks or few months, just because, you know, when I'm home, we want to focus on spending time together, on doing things, on going out. We have a lot of people visiting coming up for the next because it's summer, so people have time to come visit. So we will still try our best to do weekly episodes, and we're gonna try to power through them. But some may be short, some may be long. It just depends what happened that week.
Yes.
So I just wanted to preface with that I appreciate y'all really sticking around, listening every time we post an episode, commenting, subscribing, rating 5 stars, right?
Ding.
But it also is meaning that, you know, we're normal people, we're in life, and we don't do seasons of this. We just keep going until, you know, one day, hopefully never, but it might end. And it is what it is. But yeah, just before you go into our little topic today.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, no, and just to sprinkle a little bit on there, mental health is super important. Period. Oscar's mental health is especially important because he's paying the bills, but also he's human. I'm human. We're just trying to make it work. Gay son and thought daughter, girl. We're just trying to make it work. So I love you so much. Never feel pressure about doing the podcast. And that's pretty much it. Am I shaking?
A lot. Yes.
Sorry.
She's a shaker and mover. Getting swivel chairs was probably the dumbest thing I could have done.
Yes, but you didn't have a problem with me shaking yesterday. All right, so we got this DM from a wonderful, beautiful listener. Let me say that. Beautiful listener. Bootyful. Actually, I haven't seen the backside. But aside from that, he messaged us a situation that is going on, and I am using a service that will summarize it for us because, let's be honest, it was a long message, which I adore. But we needed to condense it for the podcast.
Right.
So when I read this to you, be aware of that this is a condensed version of this story.
And we're leaving out their names because they asked us to.
Always. So he needs some advice, and here we go. A listener met a guy while doing Amazon Flex deliveries. He approached them. They exchanged numbers and quickly realized there's a major language barrier. He speaks no English. The listener speaks very little Spanish. So they've been relying on the Translate app. They hit it off physically right away. D was bomb, is what I heard. I would like to see it. Send a picture. And they started to date casually. The guy was very intense and affectionate early on. He was love bombing. But the listener brushed it off as like maybe it was just a cultural difference or, you know, some translation weirdness going on. Now, they had dinner one night, and the listener learned that he's Venezuelan, has been through a lot of trauma, and is still waiting on his U.S. paperwork, which our listener said that raised some red flags, but the chemistry and the sex was amazing. So he's going to keep things moving, as you should, sister. Now, over a few weeks, they kept talking, hung out again, and the guy even met the listener's siblings. But the listener started realizing that the language barrier was becoming exhausting and limiting. Hard to bring him around friends, hard to connect socially, hard to imagine a future since the listener wants to travel internationally and he currently can't. His beau, right?
Yeah.
So the listener told him, hey, I like you a lot, but I think we should just be friends. The guy didn't take it too well at first and saying that he didn't want a friendship because he'd shared personal secrets with him, which the listener felt that was like a little bit dramatic and a little bit manipulative. But after some time, he became more open to staying friends. So the main question.
That was the short version.
That was the short version, girl.
It was a long DM.
Some of the main questions that he had asked was, did I end this too soon? Am I being silly for letting the language or the logistics issues outweigh the connection? Should I continue pursuing a friendship or let this go? And the last one, which is my favorite, what would Oscar do?
Ooh. Yes, yes, yes. And get that money.
What money, girl?
I don't know.
He's the one with the money.
That's right. That's right. There's a couple things, right, to unpack. Mm-hmm. You could go either way, right? Because it's if you're writing into it and the way you're portraying the story is very negative, it feels like you've already made up your mind.
Yeah.
Like if you're already, because I've noticed that about people. It's like when they complain about their relationships with people they're dating, like if they're only presenting the negative, I'm like, you've already answered your own question.
You already know how you feel.
Yeah, because if you're telling me like, oh, he treats me so well and all this is so great, and then these things could be a problem, then that means that comes off more of like, okay, you're open to see if like, can I put in the work? Is there tips that I can get? But when you're painting a picture of like everything is difficult, that the beginning was nice, but then all of a sudden now everything is difficult, essentially, minus the sex life,
right?
Then you're kind of already answering your question. Of course, there's couples that exist where language barrier has been a thing that they met. You know, that's not anything new. That happens all the time where people meet or someone speaks English and the other speaks a different language. And if you want to put in the work, you put in the work. That's basically what that means, is that you have to put in energy to learn Spanish and they would have to put in the energy to learn English. It's simple.
A two-way street. Sexual chemistry can only take you so far. Mm-hmm. It's not going to like solve all your problems. It's not going to transcend into better communication. Yeah. Like he just knows how to put it down on you. There's not really much else you can move on from that.
We don't got to speak the same language to get it down.
I know that's right. Send the picture right now, because I think that is also very important in this situation. You know.
We'll post it on our Instagram.
No. Oh my God. Just send it to us. Huh? So what would you do? What would you do? I love a nude, but what would you do? Like, are you, put the negative feelings aside, would you actually pursue someone if you were single because the sex was amazing? There is some sexual and I'm assuming regular chemistry. Would you pursue someone if it meant that you had to use the Translate app for absolutely everything?
Probably not, because I'm sure I've had, like, in the past, you know, adult time with someone who doesn't speak my language, like
lick of English,
or like clear. And I speak Spanish, but even not Spanish, like, you know, speaking another language too. Mm-hmm. I have been with someone who doesn't speak either English or Spanish. And when it comes to sex, like, yeah, like obviously you don't need to speak the same language to be able to be intimate with each other. But I don't know. I don't think I'd put in that much energy if that's how the quote unquote relationship started. Mm-hmm. It's one thing if like we met out and it was like a meet cute and it was really like sweet and endearing and there was like those natural sparks and things like that. That's mm-hmm. one thing where I would see more of intentionality to a relationship behind that. But if the beginning is mainly sex and even now is mainly sex, then, you know, it sounds like you're only focused on that. Like the language thing and not seems like such an annoyance. Mm-hmm. That you don't seem, and this is okay, I say this with all the love in the world to one of our own, is that you don't seem like you're built to put in the work for that type of relationship. Because and that's okay because it's just like, I'm not built to be in a relationship with someone who's in the military. That's a really difficult life. That's a really hard relationship to deal with. And it's all respect and all love for people who are with someone in the military because they deserve that. But I also know that it's not something that I'm built for. Like I need to be able to be around my human all like as much as I can, at least, once a week, even though that I travel a lot and that's already hard for me. The fact that I'm not home a lot, having someone be gone for months at a time or years at a time, like I'm just not built for that. And that's okay. It's important to understand your boundary or your understanding of how much effort you can put into something, and it doesn't make you any less than.
Right.
Now the other side of it is that if you're only letting that and everything else is good and they're trying, like you see that they're trying to learn English or they're trying to be more involved in your life, then that's a different thing, right? But it's okay to be like, this is just sex, this is just fun, but we couldn't be in a relationship because of XYZ reason. I get the travel thing and I understand that. Sometimes love is sacrifice. And if you're willing to sacrifice that, great. If you really aren't willing to, and this is a time in your life where you want to travel and you want a partner to travel with you, then you got to find a partner that can travel with you. And that's not just from a document standpoint, that's from a financial standpoint, or from someone that just likes to travel or doesn't like to travel. Like it's finding the person that the things you want to do in life, you shouldn't alter to be able to date someone. You should be able to see them next to you and find someone who wants to do the same things that you want.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think this listener didn't say this specifically, but I feel like you sort of kind of brushed upon it. There seems to be a filter of guilt.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like you feel a little bit bad. And I could be assuming, like I said, but it sounds like you feel a little guilty that you're not pursuing this, that because there are certain, challenges that you guys have to work through. But like, let's be honest. If you don't want to use a Translate app, if you don't want to go through this, if you don't want to be with somebody that can't travel, then you don't have to. That's okay. Sex can just be like a friend with benefit could just be a friend with benefit. And Oscar always tells me this, like I can't be what is it, in charge of your, like I can't be in charge of your feelings. Like I can't be I'm not in charge of your feelings.
Huh?
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I want to. I really do.
You are not responsible for his feelings.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Sorry. I was like, in charge, responsible. Yeah, I do say that a lot. I say that for anyone. Like, I am not responsible for your feelings, because at the end of the day, you have to take ownership to how you feel in a relationship. It is not Kelbin's job to navigate my emotions. Sometimes, unfortunately, he has to if I'm dealing with mental health issues or my little mentee bee that I had the other day. But it's the same thing the other way around. Sometimes I may have to navigate Kelbin's feelings, but it's also important to say the thing out loud that I'm not responsible for your feelings. I care about your feelings. I want to support you in your feelings, but I can't take ownership or responsibility for them, because then it becomes an unfair balance.
Right.
So I get that the listener that, you may be feeling kind of guilty that you're stopping or not pursuing this. And, this was a couple weeks ago, so maybe you've moved on, found another man and work. But
we need an update.
Yeah, we need an update. But at the same time, feeling guilty for choosing not to pursue something for something like that, where it's just about the time and effort that you might have to put into something that you're not really built for, or you don't want to. It's okay, because it's better than trying to fake something, forcing yourself, and then resenting your partner.
Yes.
Because that does happen quite a bit in relationships, where you're forcing yourself to do something, to be the supportive partner, to be the loving person, or the whatever you're pursuing. And then you end up kind of resenting them because you're like, oh, I moved for you. I
held back.
I held back for you. I paid everything for you. I walked away from my family for you. Whatever it is, if you're not willing to do the thing on your own without having a partner, then you can't blame them for making that choice.
Right.
Because then that becomes a whole toxic relationship, and everyone's been there at some point. But yeah, you shouldn't feel guilt about it. Guilt is if you're not dating someone based off of something they can't change, like, their race or how tall they are or whatever. Like, and I get it, people have preferences, but it's also, that's a whole nother conversation we want, that's a can of worms I don't want to open right now. Yeah. But it's that kind of thing where, like, if you're just doing it, not wanting to date someone because of just the life situation they're in, that's okay. Like, who are we to judge? Who is anyone to judge you? That's your prerogative. You shouldn't be forced to be in a relationship or date someone that you don't want to based on a situation that they're in, even if it's not their fault, even if it's just the way it is. If the emotions aren't enough, then because if the emotions were strong enough, you would be doing it. You'd pursue it.
Yeah. It wouldn't even be a question.
Yeah.
The thing is, the D makes people go crazy.
You are just capital H word.
I'm a little crass. I am a little crass. I've never, shied away from that. But it's the honest truth, like that we're human. We all like to be, a little salacious from time to time, and it's true. The
Who's
D.
we? You're speaking for everybody now.
Oh, you're
speaking for everybody.
You've never gone crazy for a little something.
You're speaking for everybody.
Oh,
so,
you're a little angel.
So
you're
asexuals don't exist. Asexuals don't exist.
I'm not talking to the asexuals.
The erasure.
We don't have any asexuals. Are you asexual? You
No.
weren't yesterday. Well, Yap Nation, that wraps up this beautiful episode. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening. This was another, Yappiana kind of episode, and I
PG-17.
PG-17. Now, I like these kind of little yappy episodes, but we'll go back to our themes and topics because life happens, and a lot of life has been happening lately.
Lot.
Mm-hmm. But don't forget, you can always help us monetarily, or you can write a beautiful review.
Don't send us money
on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. We absolutely love reading them. They make us feel so special. It validates us on what we're doing because sometimes it feels like no one's listening, but I've checked the numbers. People are listening. So for those who are out there, rate us, review us, and give us some love.
Yeah, you have to understand that a lot of the time this feels like a one-way street, which essentially is what a podcast is. We're talking to you. You're not necessarily talking back. So when you send us DMs or write reviews or rate us, it does validate the fact that, like, okay, this is a two-way conversation. I'm not just talking at someone. They're actually listening and liking what I'm saying or whatever that's happening. So yeah, that's why that's so important, is that we really love to see it. It makes our day, it makes our week, just seeing interactions within listeners on all those platforms. So yeah, don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Los Yappers Podcast. And you can follow me at Oscar_CORD.
And you can follow me, your favorite host, at Kelbin Live. Next episode, we will be doing our Q&A because we did get some really great questions. But I'm going to continue to post the Q&As because we need a lot more. I want a little bit more sluttier ones. I'm not going to lie. We got some really cute ones. We got great ones. But write something nasty. Don't you want to know something nasty about us?
Wow, Kelvin is in heat today.
I'm
everybody.
in heat. I am a little
heat.
feral. I am. It's Pride Month, and my man looks fine always.
Okay, and with that, Yap Nation, now and forevermore, for this Pride Month and every Pride Month to come, you are enough.
That ass is enough.
Period.